A convicted January 6th Capitol rioter with a history of extremist ideology was apparently recruiting people behind bars. So now this is according to a report from Law and Crime. On Friday of last week, they reported that Timothy Hale-Cusanelli has been trying to organize extremists while in jail. Now, to do what? Well, to find that out, prosecutors have pointed out in a sentencing memo that Hale-Cusanelli is a neo-Nazi. In fact, here's what they wrote in that report. Quote, "It is well established in the record at this point that Hale-Cusanelli subscribes to white supremacist and Nazi sympathizer ideologies that drive his enthusiasm for another civil war and form the basis of the court's pretrial determination that Hale-Cusanelli was a danger to the community." They had argued that, by the way, since he allegedly is a danger to the community, that he deserved a longer sentence. Now, this is Justice Department Attorney Catherine E. Fifield. Now, hold on here. So, are you telling me that guy might be a neo-Nazi? What? Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know. It you know, could be. But hey, to be fair, you know, it's just a picture. It's a picture. Doesn't prove anything, right? Maybe cosplaying. Maybe he really just likes the mustache. Maybe he just wants to take the mustache back. I don't know. But no, and somehow, what, the key to doing that was located somewhere in the Capitol? No. Look, during his trial, FBI Special Agent Chris Debert had shown dozens of text messages he extracted from Hale-Cusanelli's phone, showing his exact feelings about certain things. The texts, which began in November, as the November 2020 election was unfolding, they captured Hale-Cusanelli's belief in unfounded claims of fraud promoted by former President Donald Trump's campaign. They also showed the regular use of racial slurs to describe election workers and then Senator Kamala Harris. And of course, his belief in an upcoming civil war. Okay, well, for now, right there, I mean, it kind of looks like the average, or sounds like the average MAGA chud with a really bad haircut and mustache. Really unfortunate. But seems like typical MAGA guy, right? No, turns out, according to one Navy seaman who spoke with investigators, he recalled Hale-Cusanelli telling them that if he was a Nazi, he would kill, quote, old Jews and eat them for breakfast, as well as babies born with deformities or disabilities. That sounds kind of Nazi-ish. And then, according to a petty officer during his trial, he recalled Hale-Cusanelli telling him, quote, that Hitler should have finished the job. Well, I think we figured that one out. Not really that big of a mystery after all. Yeah, it looks like a Nazi. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, might be a duck. Or quacks like a duck, I should say. But that said, his love of Nazis was so well known by the court that it was considered to be inadmissible evidence against him because they thought that the court would be too unfair. Quote, the visceral reaction to the defendant's statements is exactly the kind of response that would induce the jury into finding him guilty. And of course, find him guilty they did. And of course, by the way, there's a reason I'm doing the story today, because he was sentenced today. We'll get to that. That said, back to the report of what he was doing in jail. So sources inside the jail say that Hale-Cusanelli had used a power of fundraising organization spearheaded by his adoptive aunt to organize inmates and curry favor and organize them, of course, towards, white supremacists and extremist ideologies. Sorry. One inmate said the situation was like the movie Mean Girls, but with, quote, racist anti-Semitic extremists. Well, there you go. So now, look, that's a problem, okay? Organizing people in prison and trying to get them, into his extremist ideology, yeah, that is a big problem, and it makes me very uncomfortable. That said, what is the solution to it? I don't know, honestly. It's not illegal to be a Nazi in this country, sadly. So you can't really punish him extra based on that, as much as we'd like to. And you can't put him in solitary confinement just for that. I mean, again, it's solitary confinement's literal torture. So these are the sorts of situations that kind of test progressive resolve on criminal justice. Everything in me right now wants the court to throw him under the jail for not only attacking our country, of course, on January 6th and trying to overthrow it, but also just, again, for being a neo-Nazi. This person wants groups of people murdered. He wants civil war in the United States. He wants an entire ethnic group just completely thrown out of the country. It's insane. But at the same time, do I believe in prison reform? Yes. I do believe that solitary confinement is torture. I think we should get rid of that. And so I'm not really sure what exactly they should do to that guy. Again, is recruiting people to white supremacy a crime in prison? No. Because it's certainly not a crime outside of prison. If it was, about half the Republican Party's politicians would be in prison with him. And so at the end of the day, again, you just have to be like, hey, it has to come down to the law, despite our personal feelings. And according to the law, what he did when invading the Capitol building on January 6th is the only thing that should matter at this point. Unless, of course, he was also doing, violence in prison, which apparently he did not do. And so, look, Hale-Cusanelli was convicted of 5 crimes back in May, 4 of which were misdemeanors: entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly or destructive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, as well as parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. A 5th, obstruction of an official proceeding, happens to be a felony. He was sentenced today to 4 years in federal prison. Prosecutors originally argued for 78 months or 6.5 years due to the fact that he is considered to be a danger because of his white supremacist, anti-Semitic views. Now, they didn't, again, give him that full sentence. He got 4 years, as well as 36 months of supervised release once freed from custody. During his sentencing, Hale-Cusanelli told the judge, quote, "I disgraced my uniform and I disgraced the country." Well, for sure. Which uniform, though, honestly? Because it seems like you've got more than one. Just saying. Now, his lawyers, by the way, had previously argued that he should only get about 20 months, saying that, oh, no, Hale-Cusanelli, he's all talk. Distasteful as his comments have been, and that he regrets his actions that day and would apologize for them. But then why is he recruiting people to white nationalism or white supremacy when he was behind bars? All talk, I know. He even claimed that he never intended to obstruct Congress and didn't actually know the Capitol building was where Congress did business. Quote, "I know this sounds idiotic, but I'm from New Jersey. I feel like an idiot. It sounds idiotic, and it is." Well, he wouldn't be wrong about that. He is an idiot, but don't blame New Jersey, okay? New Jersey didn't make you stupid. New Jersey is a lovely place filled with lovely people who are not idiots. Again, lovely place, lovely people, except for you, because you're a moron and you're an anti-Semitic, white supremacist racist. Just saying. So, no, what happened here is just another situation where you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.